मैं कमिंग सर?
आइए.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. गुड मॉर्निंग.
Morning. Take your seat.
थैंक यू सर.
We have Mr. KRISHNA PAL.
यस सर.
Okay. So Mr. KRISHNA PAL is coming from Madhya Pradesh.
यस सर.
Okay. Today, where you are coming from?
Sir, I have been staying here in Karol Bagh.
In Karol Bagh.
Yes sir.
Where exactly in Karol Bagh?
Sir, it's in a WEA colony, 9A/28. Hotel Aishwarya.
So everybody says they are living in old Rajendra Nagar.
Okay.
That is different, I think.
Yes, sir.
So Karol Bagh is different.
Yes sir.
Okay. What is the difference between the two?
Sir, as such, I am not specifically aware about the difference, but the reason, sir, I think that there is a road which divides the Karol Bagh area.
I also think so.
Yeah.
That there is a road in between.
Yeah.
One side is old Rajendra Nagar, one side is Karol Bagh. Most likely.
Yes sir.
Okay. Good. So you are comfortable?
Yes sir. Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me, you see, the age for appearing in the civil services exam, this age has been in controversy for pretty long time. And many committees have recommended that age should be brought down. Do you know any one or two committees which recommended such a thing?
Sir,
Age to be brought down. Presently what it is for general candidate?
sir, maximum age. That's 32, I think.
32. So it has been recommended it should be brought down.
Yes sir.
Which committee had recommended like that?
Sir, second ARC committee also recommended the lower.
Second ARC may not be a committee. That may be a commission.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, I can't recall the name of committees which recommended the lowering the age.
ARC2, what did it recommended?
Sir, it emphasized on the policy of catching the civil bureaucrats at young age. So they recommended the, sir, I can't recall the exact date, but they recommended the maximum age at 26 or 27. Sir.
Oh, something like that. Okay. At some point of time, Niti Aayog also suggested like that.
Yes.
Do you recall? What was the suggestion of Niti Aayog?
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
No idea.
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are the suggestions of the committee.
Yes, sir.
What do you think in your personal capacity that is it a wise step to reduce the upper age limit from 32 to say 24 or 25 or 26 or 27, or this is in our social setting this is quite okay? What's your personal opinion?
I think the present age criteria is okay regarding our social setting, because sir, we see many candidates appearing from rural areas also. Here the educational facilities might not be available as such which are in urban areas. Also, sir, the educational system of every board school level and differentiate all over the India. So to provide equal opportunity and equal platform, the present age criterion is perfect, is doing well, sir. And it's okay, sir.
Okay, KRISHNA PAL, do you remember any committee or commission which recommended some reforms in the police?
Yes, sir. Sir, first National Police Commission in 1977 recommended 1977 it was formed, and it gave a report between 1979 to 81. Okay.
What did they do? What did they say?
Yes, sir. So they recommended about inquiring into the police complaints. They recommended two-step processes. First was departmental inquiry, where the senior person will inquire into complaint.
Very good. What happened to National Police Commission report? Has it been accepted by Government of India?
Sir, the police is a state subject, so the many states are in their independent capacity.
No, I don't want any preface. Okay. Has it been accepted by the government of India or state government?
So they are accepted in a piecemeal manner. The whole recommendation as such are not implemented, sir.
Okay. And latest, the review committee.
Yes, sir. The review committee, solely Saurabh committee. The casting judgment was also there, sir. Padman Bhaiya committee was also there, sir.
Okay, very nice. Good talking to you. Aveg.
Krishna Pal.
Yes, sir.
That's how I address you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Krishna Pal, you are from Madhya Pradesh, heart of incredible India.
Yes, sir.
And this your first attempt?
Yes, second attempt, sir, and first interview.
Second attempt.
Yes.
So you have no experience of work, isn't
No,
it?
sir.
So why should we consider you for civil services? What will you bring as a value addition to the service?
That I have certain attributes in my personality which I can think will make me a good civil servant, sir. And, because I belong to, sir, rural areas, sir, I have seen the conditions of at ground level, sir. So I understand the need and the requirements of what are the development needs of the area. So that will help me in making me a good civil servant, sir.
All right. And what are the qualities of a leader?
Sir, first quality I will say that leader leads from the front. He leads by setting himself as if any hard task has to be done, then he will do it by himself first. Second, sir, leader should be motivational. He should be able to encourage the subordinates working under him. There should be, sir, traits of both personal interaction and impersonal interaction with the subordinates. And yes, a leader should also be someone who sets high standard of integrity and honesty, sir.
Talking of integrity, have you ever faced corruption in your personal life? That means you go out and somebody demands.
But I have not.
You have not faced, but you think corruption is prevalent or it is not?
It is prevalent.
It is prevalent. And what are the agencies that check corruption? Name all the agencies that are there to check corruption, right up to the top.
Sir, first, the local police is also can also check into corruption. Then, sir, as we move up to the ladder, there is CVC, Central Vigilance Commission for higher civil servants to inquire into. Then, sir, there is Lokpal agency is also Lokpal is also authorized to look into corruption cases. Sir, CBI also looks into corruption cases. And sir, I'm not sure, but sir, Enforcement Directorate is also, sir, into it.
If you are confronted with a situation where you find in your actual job
Yes, sir.
that your senior is involved in corruption, how will you handle the situation?
Yes, sir. Sir, first, sir, there is need to talk to the senior in a, sir, impersonal capacity that the corruption is not, sir, good for any kind of, it's against the principles of civil administration. And so first I will talk to him impersonally, sir. And if there are no changes in his attitude, in his behavior, then, sir, the superior above him, sir, there will be persons who will be above him. I will, sir, report to them that some malicious activities are going down in the department. Sir, these will be the steps, sir, I will take.
Okay, how will you control air pollution as well as industrial development in your district if you are posted? How will you maintain a balance and check over air pollution and at the same time growth through industrialization?
So the Central Pollution for CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, provides certification for the industry, that is green certification, white, orange and red, according to their impact on the environment. So, sir, I will see that the concerning any if any industry has to be taken, has to establish in my district, and I will say the industry has taken permission from either the Central Pollution Control Board or State Pollution Control Board. So if they are given the permit by the Central CPCB, they should be allowed to establish their factory. Moreover, there is need for environment impact assessment, where I will make sure that public is being involved in environment impact assessment to see their local grievances, and the company will put their agenda, like what will be their work, how will they manage the waste material they will produce. These all things will be interacted with the public.
Right. Thank you.
Mr. Krishna Pal, from which area would you like me to ask the questions? Public administration, your hobby, current affairs, your state?
I am okay with
With any of these. So I will ask one related with each.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Public administration.
Yes, sir.
There is a word in Sanskrit which I will translate into English, and then you tell me what exactly that means.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
There is no person in the world who is not having any potential, but rare is the visionary who can transform this into reality. I repeat, there is no person in the world who is not having any potential, but rare is the visionary who can transform this into reality.
Sir, this statement means that nature has provided every person with specialized abilities to excel in any kind of field. Someone might be given potential in dancing, someone, so let's say, singing, someone in cricket, but
Very good.
many of people might not translate their potential into actual performance, because of
So what is rare?
rare are those persons who are able to understand their potential fully.
That's right. Rare is the visionary, rare is the leader, rare is the manager who can transform this into reality, who can realize their potential, who can use them as per their capacity and capability. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Now, current affairs.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What would you like to say? Is United Nations Security Council fulfilling its primary mandate under Article 26? So first of all, you will tell me what is Article 26, and then you will tell me whether at all it is fulfilling its primary mandate under this particular article.
Sorry, sir, I don't know the.
Anyway, I tell you what is that. It reflects pro-disarmament sentiments. Article 26 of UN Charter. Now you will tell me whether at all United Nations Security Council is fulfilling its primary objective under this particular article.
Sir, I will say the United Nations Security Council has failed to uphold the Article 26, because we see there are 5 permanent members in UNSC, and Russia and USA they are pulling out of intermediate range treaty, which is for disarmament, and the open skies treaty also, and they are pulling out of it. Moreover, their actions have been actually, sir, influencing states to acquire new weapons, like the, sir, USA action against Iran.
Which are the countries who are exercising their veto power most? All are exercising,
Yes,
but there are mainly 2 countries which are exercising this veto power most.
First is such
Let's see about past 1 decade. So how many times veto power has been exercised by, you can name 2 countries that these are the countries who have exercised most.
first China, sir. China has been vetoing against reforms in UNSC, sir. The second country, sir, I am not sure, but sir, this should be, sir, USA, regarding their adventure.
Russia and China are at the top. 23 times and 11 times they have exercised that veto during past 1 decade. Anyway, so now related with sedition law. So when sedition law were introduced in the country,
It was somewhere around 1877.
77.
77. Yes, sir.
I think 1870. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Somewhere.
So sedition, is it somewhere mentioned in the constitution? Word sedition, is it somewhere mentioned in the constitution?
Sir,
It is not. But how has it survived? Though there is no mention in the constitution, then how has it survived?
Sir, it was first challenged in Supreme Court in early
Oh,
19.
challenge is different thing. How has it survived?
In Constitution provides some provisions for preventive detention.
Okay, that is there, but which section of which code can you recall now?
That's
Is it through 124A of IPC? Can you recall now?
sir, 124. Yes, sir.
And if you are sure about it, then I will go further.
Yes, sir. I'm sure.
So 124A of IPC.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Some reasonable restrictions were imposed on right to freedom of speech and expression through which constitutional amendment?
Sorry, sir.
It was the very first.
I can't recall the sir,
It
exact.
was the very first amendment in the constitution which inter alia included some restrictions on right to freedom of speech and expression.
Yes.
Okay. Now you tell me what is the present position. Nowadays it is in your news
Yes,
that sedition law should be abolished. So what is your take on it? Number one, whether at all these should be abolished. Number two, what is going on nowadays related with abolition or scrapping sedition law, or whether at all there should be amendment again related with this.
Sir, my take is, sir, there is need to be amendment in application of section 124A.
Mhm.
There are, sir, ambiguous application by state enforcement agencies. So the Supreme Court or the Parliament they need to lay down the clear conditions in which the section 124A will be applied. And that's the Supreme Court already provided in Kedarnath judgment. That
Kedarnath judgment, which year?
it is around 1962, sir.
That's right, not around 1962 only.
Yes, sir.
So 1962 Kedarnath judgment. What exactly that judgment was?
It upheld the validity of section 124A.
Now what is going on? You are
it-
right.
yes, sir.
Now what is going on?
Sir, the validity of section 124A has been again challenged in the Supreme Court, and there are demands for the repeal of the section.
So by whom it has to be looked into? Whether by a single judge or whether 5 judges bench.
So there are it was
Kedarnath judgment. So how many judges bench was there?
5 judgments. Sir.
5 judges bench.
Yes.
And now also it is to be seen by 5 judges bench.
Yes, sir.
At least 5 judges. Anyway, my last question related with your state, or in general we can say, what do you mean by municipal performance index and by whom it is prepared, and whether, can you tell me that who comes at the top?
The municipal performance index assess the performance of municipal bodies across the India.
That is so index is prepared by municipal bodies.
No, sir.
By whom it is prepared? Index.
So it is prepared by Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs, sir.
Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs.
Ministry of Ministry of Urban Affairs, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, there is Ministry of Housing and
Ministry of Housing
Urban Affairs. So it is prepared by that. Sure. Anyway, so a municipal performance index, latest. Can you tell me something about that index? Latest one. Which is at the top? Below 1 million population and above 1 million population.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you.
KRISNA Pal, have you seen the recent assertion by the WHO
Yes, sir.
related to Indian COVID fatality numbers?
Yes, sir.
What's your take on that?
Sir, I think, sir, India has a robust civil registration system in which death and births are registered. And as, sir, the Indian government has provided that there are certain irregularities in the methodology adopted by.
What's the number that WHO has flagged
Sir,
in terms of COVID fatalities in India?
So they are saying there are around 4.7 million deaths due to
What
COVID.
percentage of the global fatality it is?
Sorry, sir, I am that's it.
Okay. So it's almost 1/3 of the total deaths the world over on account of COVID. So do you think that the public at large believes WHO figures more than the government figures?
Sir, public at large thinks because of, sir, media circulation reports that the number of actual deaths might be higher than what the government has reported. But sir,
The government response has contested WHO numbers on what grounds?
sir, they have taken two grounds. That first, the WHO divided the countries into two groups, and they applied the methodology of group 1 to group 2 on a mathematical formula. Second, they have contested that for 17 states, WHO took the number of deaths from the print media circulations and news outlets there, rather than the official data of India, that is a civil registration system. So these are the some grounds on which India has contested the claim of WHO.
Okay. I also see from your DAB that you are interested in social media, memes, right? So, what are cartoons?
Sir,
How will you define cartoons? In the sense of drawing a cartoon.
Yes.
So, what does the artist do in order to draw a cartoon?
Sir, artists draw the reality going on through a humorous manner via cartoons, where there is a in a sarcastic manner. In a sarcastic manner, they
That's all right. Suppose a cartoonist has to draw a human face, say, of the Prime Minister. So, what specific features will the cartoonist pick? And what do they do with it? Because cartoonists don't try to exactly approximate human figure. That's photography. Right? But cartoonists do it little differently. Since you are interested, that's why I'm asking this question.
Sir, regarding if any cartoonist want to draw a face of our honorable Prime Minister, I think sir he will pick beard of our Prime Minister, and sir his specs also, sir, to portray the face of our Prime Minister.
Okay, so the most prominent part of the face is picked and accentuated out of proportion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is what cartoonists do. All right. Recently, RBI has tweaked repo rates.
Yes, sir.
What are the implications and what could have been the concerns behind such a move?
RBI has increased the repo rate by 40 basis points, that is 4.4%. And their reason has been, sir, that below the inflation which has crossed the upper limit of 6% set by MPC.
Inflation, particularly in which sector?
Sir, inflation has been seen in almost every sector, but mostly it has been seen in food and headline inflation, sir. And global inflation is also, sir, almost all the world is facing the inflation. So, and the concerns are, sir, that the Indian recovery is still in phase, sir. The Indian economy has not recovered fully, and Omicron.
Because almost a week back, it had come out with a report where it said that the post-COVID recovery will be rather delayed and long,
Yes, sir.
12 years or so.
That's the
So, is it consistent with it? The macro picture and the micro policy imperative?
I think, sir, it is in tune with that, because, sir, stable commodity prices are required for the growth, sir. In case of a very high inflation, that is in double digits, the growth will be rendered, sir, fruitless, because, sir, the inequality will grow to the huge level, sir. It is in tune with that, sir. We need to look into both inflation and growth, sir.
Okay. So, what pulls you towards cricket?
Sir,
You play cricket or you only watch cricket?
I used to play cricket till school level, sir, and I now
What do? You ball or you bat?
try that, sir.
You bat. Okay. It is said that cricket is a batsman's game.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, first, sir, if you see, sir, the most recognized stars in the recognized celebrities in cricket has been the, sir, batsmen. Be it India from Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, or, sir, from global level, the Don Bradman, sir, Brian Lara. Sir, the bowlers have also their share in recognition. but they are very less than in comparison to batsmen. So that's why they said that it's a batsman game.
Is it on the basis of popularity of cricketing stars?
Yes, sir.
I find Kapil Dev, I find Imran Khan, I find Dennis Lilly, I find Muthaiya Muralidharan, I find Anil Kumble equally
So these are
good,
far less than the.
less recognized.
No, sir.
Why? What could have been the historical reason for this?
But people come for cricket serve as an entertainment purpose. When batsmen are hitting runs, they are hitting fours and sixes.
It is only for, is it only from the point of view of spectators that it is said so?
Sir,
Do you think that rules of the game of cricket are also loaded in favor of batsmen?
yes, sir. The rules are also celebrated.
Tell us something about it.
Sir, the batting power play system is there in one day cricket and T20 cricket, where the first 10 overs in one day and first 6 overs in T20 are provided power play, where only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle. That also serves the bowler finds it difficult to bowl in that area. And sir,
It's a historical statement. You are limiting your gaze only to 2020 cricket, which has a very recent history, which has a very short history. So, can you take a long-term view of the game and answer this question? Why it is said so?
sir, actually, I am not aware of.
Have you ever heard that whenever the umpire is in doubt, the benefit of doubt goes in favor of the batsman?
Yes, sir, I have heard about.
Are you aware of the aristocratic origin of the game of cricket?
Sir, it was originated by Britishers.
All Britishers were not aristocrats. Okay, anyways, thank you.
Good morning, Krishna.
Good morning, sir.
You have studied English literature, history, and sociology during your graduation.
Yes, sir.
So, starting from history, which 3 things would you like to change in India's history?
Sir, starting from ancient history, there was rigid caste hierarchy in society, and there was gender vice also, sir, against women. These are the 2 things, sir. I will want to change that. There should be, sir, equality. And coming to, sir, modern history, sir, I will want to change our lack of industrialization in India. That we remain the prime, we linked because of Britishers' policy. India is limited just as a source of raw material to their industry. I will want to change that factor, that we ourselves should have industrialized in a very fast manner.
Moving on to sociology,
Yes, sir.
we see, if we see many global indexes, let's say hunger index, inequality index, and many number of indexes, India is not performing very well. Why is it so, and what should be done?
Sir, they in the hunger index and poverty index in India, there is a lack of capability in the poor people and marginalized people. So even the National Family Health Survey reports also suggest that we are facing the malnutrition problem in India. There are high percentage of anemia, stunting, and wasting. So this is the reason for our poor performance in World Hunger Index. So coming to second, that's the poverty index. So the agriculture, sir, about 50%, more than 50% population is involved in agriculture, but it is a very low remunerative practice. So their basic needs are not get fulfilled. Their education and health are not available in qualitative manner. That's the reason of our poor performance in world poverty index.
Okay. Should India recognize Taliban? Why or why not?
Sir, they need to follow a middle path, that we should neither recognize Taliban and also should not say anything against the establishment. We should sir, try to engage with Taliban. We have several other projects going on in Taliban. We can be in their contact, that these projects should be going on, as they are in welfare in their own citizens. And at the same point of time, sir, we should also not go against the establishment, because our largest security interests are in sir, conflict with the Taliban. Sir, it can be used as a proxy by Pakistan also, sir, because they were supported by them. So they need to follow middle path, sir.
Thank you.